Good evening, Bahamas. I'm Christina McNeil, and this is NB12 for Thursday, January 3rd, 2013, broadcasting from the Cable 12 studios on Robinson Road. Coming up in news tonight, the latest on the status of National Insurance Board Chairman Greg Moss. The mega resort being constructed on the Cable Beach Strip is 50% complete. Meanwhile, beach vendors near Bahamas take their issues to the steps of cabinet, and possible local business ventures for a former NBA star turned actor. We have those stories and much more coming up tonight. Your NB12 starts right now. Thanks for joining us. Chairman of the National Insurance Board, Gregory Moss, is not backing down, despite a request from Prime Minister Christie for him to resign. The Progressive Liberal Party Member of Parliament has reportedly stated that he would not be tendering his resignation. Sources say the Marco City MP is now waiting for what they called his firing papers, which the Prime Minister was scheduled to send to him today. It's just the latest twist in the controversy surrounding NIB and the people at the highest level of the board. Vonique Toot reports.
NIB Chairman Greg Moss has reportedly refused to resign from that post, despite receiving a letter from Prime Minister Christie asking him to step down or face being fired. We understand Moss, who is currently in Freeport, received the Prime Minister's letter at around 10 Wednesday morning. In that letter, Christie reportedly expressed his disappointment that Moss had chosen to release a lengthy statement instead of contacting him to voice his concerns over the NIB debacle. Sources say the embattled NIB chairman is now awaiting a termination letter. Meantime, Christie refused to comment on the matter today.
Not today. Not today.
However, he did tell reporters outside Churchill Building that he communicated with Moss this morning and was awaiting a response.
No, I'm not discussing that. I've just made a private communication, Mr. Moss, full stop. I have to wait.
On Tuesday night, Moss said in a statement that Christie had told an untruth when he said the chairman no longer had an NIB-issued credit card. National Insurance Minister Shane Gibson today revealed the limit on that credit card, which he says has been canceled.
I think the limit on those credit cards it may have been $25,000. But like Greg Moss said, he didn't ask for the credit card. When he was appointed chairman, in the package that he received from the director, he said he actually received the credit card. So he didn't instruct the director to give him a credit card. The credit card was given him as a package when he became chairman of National Insurance.
Allegations connected to the use of that card are part of a court action filed late last year by NIB Director Algernon Cargill, who remains on administrative leave pending the outcome of an audit. Moss also suggested that Christie and Gibson failed to properly defend him against allegations. When asked how Moss's departure from NIB would impact the board, Gibson insisted that it would be business as usual.
Generally speaking, on all statutory boards, once an individual is no longer there, I think the government would just make a decision as to who is best suited to fill the position that becomes vacant.
He noted that the PLP MP would still be required to meet with auditors so that they can complete their report.
I think they still have to interview Mr. Moss, they still have to interview Mr. Cargill, and I think one or two other persons, but it's anticipated that by the 15th, if all goes well and they're able to meet with these persons and conclude the report, then it should be submitted before the 15th.
Despite what has transpired over the past 48 hours, Gibson says there is no reason Moss should resign as Member of Parliament for Marco City. Reporting for NB12, I'm Vonique Toot.
Well, construction of the multi-billion-dollar Bahamas mega resort has been ongoing for months, and with more than 800 construction workers occupying the site each day, executives today revealed that the project has reached the halfway mark. Jasmine Bonamy has the update in this report.
Bahamas executives today revealing that 50% of construction on the multi-billion-dollar project is completed, and they say you can expect to see even more changes over the next 6 months.
We're on schedule and we're on time.
The massive resort has a completion deadline of December 2014. Once completed, the casino hotel will have 1,000 rooms, 32 floors, and a 10,000 square foot casino. Since construction began on the resort in February 2011, Bahamas has created nearly 1,700 jobs for Bahamians, according to Senior Vice President of Administration and External Affairs for Bahamas, Robert Sands. Of the 4 hotels, construction of the casino hotel has advanced the most. To date, Sands says 50% of the project has been completed.
We are basically 50% of the way. While you see the superstructure, there's still quite a lot of work to be done in terms of the detailing, the outfitting, the plumbing, electrical aspects of it will be going in very soon, etc. So within the next 6 months, you'll see a totally different facade behind us. It is envisioned by the middle of February, we would have completed all of the floors of the superstructure of all the buildings. So we're looking forward to meeting that particular milestone. We have started in earnest the golf course. The golf course will be completed and opened for use December of 2013.
The superstructure for the casino and convention center has filled out from its skeletal frame after reaching 100 feet of elevation last summer. As workers put the finishing touches on the superstructure, negotiations continue with companies from across the world hoping to design the resort's interior. A front-runner for that position is Hong Kong-based Sundart International Holdings Limited. Several hotel brands will occupy the completed project. They include Rosewood Hotels and Resorts, Morgan's Hotel Group, Hyatt Hotels and Resorts. Reporting for NB12, I'm Jasmine Bonamy.
Disgruntled Cable Beach vendors who braid hair and sell souvenirs to visitors say officials from the Wyndham Nassau Resort and Crystal Palace Casino forced them from the area, and now they're demanding action from the government. Celeste Nixon has this report.
Claiming to represent more than 20 beach vendors, spokesperson for the Cable Beach Hair Braiders Association, Andrea Hepburn, said after more than 20 years of working on Cable Beach, hotel officials on Monday without any notice asked them to vacate the property. Robert Sandy Sands, Senior Vice President of Governmental and External Affairs at Bahamas, said after the Pompey Village straw market was constructed, which he called the proper facility, management decided that all vendors should be in the same place to create an even playing field. Sands says after multiple meetings with the Straw Market Authority and each vendor group, some vendors were offered the opportunity to operate in the facility, although he could not say how many received the offer. Pinder said Monday's news came as a shock to the beach vendors, and she claimed management gave no explanation for their decision.
We talked to Sandy Sands before, and he tell us he don't have a problem with us. We're good girls, never had no complaint about us, and now he's telling us we gotta leave. We were here before these hotels come here. We make this. This is what we do. This is our livelihood. This is the kind of work we do. We don't have any other job. So he's telling us we gotta leave. Where are we going? How are we gonna feed our kids?
Andrea Hepburn, a beach vendor for over 20 years, said this job is the only one she knows and she does not know how she'll pay her bills without it. Beach vendors are now calling on Prime Minister Perry Christie to intervene.
We are now calling on the Prime Minister. We all believe in Bahamians. Show us today that you believe in the entrepreneurs of the Bahamas. Andrea Hepburn, please, Mr. Prime Minister, hear our cry. Our hands are tied. You can unloose it for us. Please, after 25 years, 30 years out here, hear us, please. We now need you more than ever before.
Some of the Cable Beach vendors spoke to Christie outside Cabinet this morning. However, he declined to address the media. Speaking with the Nassau Guardian yesterday, Straw Market Authority Chairman Ron Pinder said they are attempting to accommodate as many vendors as possible in the new market. However, beach vendors are reluctant to move. He noted that because of that, the Straw Market Authority is no longer involved in the matter. Reporting for NB12, I'm Celeste Nixon.
25 days to go until the Web Shop Gaming and National Lottery referendum, and we now know the 2 questions that will appear on the ballot. During a national address last night, Minister with responsibility for the Parliamentary Registration Department, Dr. Bernard Nottage, presented the 2 questions that will be put to the electorate on January 28th. The first, do you support the regulation and taxation of web shop gaming? The second, do you support the establishment of a national lottery? Dr. Nottage says the referendum will more or less follow the procedures of a general election. However, there will be no election agents.
The regulations, however, do empower the minister to appoint a maximum of 3 local observers per polling station, with a view to ensuring the fairness of the process, including at least 2 persons representing the views of those members of the public interested in the yes and the no vote. The appointment of the local observers shall be made in writing and signed by the minister.
The Parliamentary Commissioner will meet with those observers to advise them of their role in the referendum prior to the advance poll scheduled for January 21st. The advance poll will once again allow overseas voters to cast their ballots. Those wishing to vote in the advance poll as an overseas voter or special voter will have until January 10th to submit the relevant completed application form to the Parliamentary Commissioner. The voter register will close on January 10th. More details about the referendum will be published in the Parliamentary Commissioner's notification of referendum tomorrow.